Swine show, and we will be having the swine show this morning. We have 10 classes. We just do the 10 classes. They'll do showmanship after all of the classes. We don't follow the showmanship, but we will have 10 classes today, and looking forward to this is number one of about 20 different livestock shows and also live auctions that we will be doing, not only from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair, but from the Dunn County Fair, the Buffalo Pepin County Fair, the Pierce County Fair, and we're even going to try and go back to Wabasha County as well. But we are just a few minutes away from getting today's swine show underway. And throughout the morning, we are going to be thanking some very special people that without their help, we wouldn't be doing this today. First, thank you to the staff at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair as well for their support of letting us do this. Also, please thank the farmer members of the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board, our soybean growers of Wisconsin. Without the help of the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board, they are the main sponsor of our video streaming service here on WRDN. Also, we'd like to thank...
Special thanks to Brian here from Real Country, WRDN 1430 107.3 FM in Durand. He is live streaming the shows, a select number of the junior animal exhibit shows. We will share them to the Facebook page, the Northern Wisconsin State Fair Facebook page. But a great media partner, above and beyond helping us out promote the good things that our exhibitors are doing. So on the Facebook page, this live stream will be showing of sheep, pork, sheep, swine, dairy, and steer, as well as a map auction exhibitors in the ring. WRDN 107.3 Real Country.
So I give all that. Well, thank you for
also,
thanking me.
Appreciation to our volunteers who have been leading and working hard with the meat animal program this year. Chair this year is Mrs. Jackie Johnson, Vice Chair and Chair-elect Tammy Canoe, Secretary Amanda Gato, Treasurer Steve Meyer, and then the three superintendents that are represented in the membership program: Sheep Superintendent Kent Knuth, Junior Swine Superintendent Jared Hilger, and Junior Beef Superintendent Tyler Meyer. These workers have gone above and beyond to making the program it is today. The auction is on Thursday, 4 o'clock fair registration, and 6 o'clock auction begins here at the Custer Coliseum. We do have admission wristbands for exhibitors. Bring your vouchers over. We can get you wristbands, as well as the meat animal program exhibitor cards. They're required to be hung. But include your name, the species, starting, finish, weight, and your cost information. Thank you.
And again, thank you to some of our fair sponsors as well, including Elsivia Co-op, a leading member-owned agriculture fuel cooperative serving Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois. Visit elsivia.com. Security Financial Bank, where electronic banking is easy. Visit sfbank.com. That's Security Financial Bank. Bauer Seeds and Service, your local Pioneer Seed and Pivot bio dealer serving the Durand area. Visit BauerSeedsandService.com for more information. And Sundstrom and Company, your local tax experts. Call them now for end-of-year tax planning, 672-4425, to schedule that appointment. NTech, your premier communications and entertainment provider, Durand and Dunn Energy, your Touchstone Energy partner.
The class breakdowns for swine and beef have been posted here at the office as well as in the barns. We will follow that for the order of the show. It will also be available online, but if you want to come to the office and take a picture of it, that may be the best. Tammy Knuth, can you come to the Coliseum office, please? Tammy Knuth to the Coliseum office. Again, keep on following the appreciation that we have for people who help make the show and the program happen. Mr. Jordan Blue, who is our 4-H educator. Appreciate him for all the help he's helping out behind the scenes in the non-animal area, as well as Mr. Becker, FFA advisor from Cadott, an egg teacher, Mrs. Bergen and Ms. Foster from Chippewa Falls, Mrs. Johnson and Mr. Swartz from Homer, as well as Mr. Dunnerbauer from the Stanley Boyd.
Might be better just to stand.
We're going to call one, the class one. If you want to start bringing your animals to the show ring. We're also going to start off the show this morning with a national anthem being sung. So if you are able and willing, please stand. The flag is to your left. In the corner here where the flag is. And I'm going to introduce Miss Abigail Segura, who is going to start this morning with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much, Abigail. Thank you for respecting our country.
Okay, we are ready to go with our swine show today from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. Our first class is Fed Hogs Ultra Light is what will be coming out. Throughout the morning, again, we will be thanking many of our sponsors as well. Without our sponsors, please thank them. Visit their website, give them a call, tell them thank you for supporting our video streams. And again, also our primary video streaming service sponsor is the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board. So if you know a Wisconsin soybean grower, please thank them as well. Without their help, we wouldn't be here today. So please thank all of our sponsors as our swine show is underway.
Mr. Kyle Roseboom from the Roberts area. We appreciate him making the travel this morning to be here. And our swine superintendent is Jared Hooker. And appreciate his time.
Good morning, folks. So what you're seeing on the show ring right now is our Class 1 of feeder hogs. It's our ultralight class. So for this class, we have for pigs that are weight 228 and under.
And again, we're underway with our swine show from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. And good morning, I'm Brian Winnikins from WRDN Radio, and thank you for joining us this morning as well. Throughout the morning as well, we'll give you some swine trivia. Swine trivia. Did you know there are about 360,000 head of pigs here in Wisconsin? That was as of 2023. This coming from the Wisconsin Pork Association. Now, as of 2022, there are about 2,025 hog farms in Wisconsin.
Class 2 market hogs. The following exhibitors should get their hogs ready: Margaret Bull, Garrett Engel, Samantha Gawley, Gabe Gomes, Whitney Botham, Kendall Knox, Caitlin Lazuski, Sam Steffes, Natalie Schuler, and Bentley Wilichowski. And in the hole will be our Class 3 market hogs, so you folks just wait with anticipation.
And again, according to the Wisconsin Pork Association, there are, as of 2022, 2,025 hog farms here in Wisconsin. So we'll have some more swine trivia for you throughout the morning here during our swine show. Also, over the next few days as well, we'll be having some folks from not only Northern Wisconsin State Fair, we'll be chatting with some other folks as well throughout the livestock shows. Now, where we're at, it'll be a little bit different. We'll be actually where I'm at. We are upstairs here in the Custer Coliseum, and we're in the Crow's Nest. They put us up here this year. A very nice facility. I have to, though, climb down an interesting ladder, and so what we'll do is when we're doing some of these interviews, we will be going ahead and talking with some of the folks downstairs. So we'll be climbing downstairs to do that. Thank you to Sunny Skies CBD. They feature CBD products for you and your family, even your pets. Yep, Rhonda and I use some of those CBD products for Cookie. Help with she's an older dog. She's about 12 years old, and we use some of those products to help with her arthritis. Sunny Skies also provides shipping too. And Sunny Skies CBD, they're located in downtown Drain. You can visit them online at sunnyskiescbd.com for more information. Oh, we got our first judging here right now.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's just an awesome pleasure to be back judging your fair again. It was just a great show last year. I left here with just telling everybody how special this place is. The building is just one of the nicest places I judged last year. I think I judged maybe 10, 12 fairs last year, even a state fair or two. And this building is just wonderful, so really we need to be thankful to have such a beautiful place to show pigs. The spring is so big and bright, it's so easy to see pigs, and it's just an awesome group of people that helped run this show, all the ag teachers and staff. You have such great support in your county, which you need to be thankful for that, because it's not that way. As I travel throughout Wisconsin, Minnesota, and other places, some counties are really, it's hard because they can't find the help to even run their county fairs. So you need to be thankful that you have such a great group of staff and people that volunteer. Yeah, let's put our hands together, because it's a special thing. Another thing's awesome that I thought was awesome this morning is that we gave honor to our country before we started this show. You don't see that everywhere anymore either. So the young lady did an awesome job with that song. So a nice way to start out our show. These are a little light and relative to what we're probably going to see later on, but I think they're good quality hogs. They're just maybe not quite at their true end point. But if you look at them, I think all three of these are very functional hogs. I think they're hogs that are really put together nicely. My first place is going to be a young man over here in the blue plaid shirt. Let's give him a nice round of applause. That's the barrel, I think, if you just kind of want to follow me today, that's the kind I'm going to end up using in quite a few of the classes, because it is the most complete hog. It's not the heaviest muscle. It's not the EST in any area. It's just the most complete. It has the fewest faults. That pig is really correct on his feet and legs. That pig is extremely level, really sound. He's fresh in his look. He's got a nice presentation about him. Just real complete. He's not the heaviest muscle. I'd argue my second place barrel right here, this kind of thin belted barrel, the young lady's going to have. That's the heaviest muscle hog in that class. For me, though, he's very muscular. You can see the amount of dimension he has right out through his hip, and it's very wide tracking. There's a lot of muscle in that pig. But he breaks right behind his shoulder. He gets a little off in his top line structure. He's not as smooth and as functional and as correct in his feet and legs. The first place bear, I think, just beats him in terms of completeness. But that's a very muscular hog. Congratulations. The solid white, black-headed gilt is maybe not the best show ring gilt right now. She's kind of wanting to go out the out gate there. But that's a very level made, level hip gilt. She needs to have a little more bone, probably a little stouter in her overall features to move up in the class. But extremely sound, good correct structure in that gilt, good skeleton in that gilt. The young man's gilt coming across the middle. I love the bone, I love the muscularity. I just like to change the hip. You can see she gets a little rounder out of her hip. Makes her want to throw her hind legs a little more east and west. I'd just like to see her a little more comfortable as she goes behind. But I love the bone, a lot of muscle in that pig, a lot of expression. The gilt that comes out next, the young lady does a really nice job showing this gilt. The skin on the hair and the presentation is real good. Just needs to be blown apart a little bit. She's a little narrower up in her chest, not quite as wide sprung from end to end as the pigs that beat her. But I love the levelness, the correctness is really good. The white hog coming here next, long body. I like to clean this one up through his jowl and through his neckline just a little bit. Maybe see him track a little wider off his rear legs. Good job, bud. But I do like the levelness, the leanness is good in that pig. And then we work down the line with a couple white barrels here, or white hogs here, that are a little different. This young man's barrel is really heavy bone, but he's a little shorter coupled. Like to see him a little more extended through his front end. And then the pig that finishes the class, the young man worked hard out here. She's just a little more refined. You can see she's a little smaller in her bone and foot size, just like to stouten her up just a little bit. Congratulations and a nice start to today's show.
And again, folks, you just saw our class 1 meter hogs of our ultralight class. We're now moving to our market hog class 1. And again, this is ranging from 240, well, basically up to 243. And
Again, we're in Market Hogs Class 1. This is class number 2 of our swine show. And I'm Brian Winnikins from WRDN. Welcome to the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. Thank you to some more of our fair streaming video sponsors. As our main sponsors, the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board with our video streaming service. Also, Synergy Co-op, your local LS tractor dealer. Visit synergycoop.com for more information. Also, Compeer Financial, a member-owned farm credit cooperative serving and supporting agriculture in rural communities. Visit compeer.com for more information. Bluff Country Feed and Seed, your hometown feed and seed supplier, serving Mondovi, Durand, Oliva, Arcadia, and the surrounding area with nutrition consultation, feed and forage sampling, feed delivery, and seed needs. Visit bluffcountryfs.com. And O'Galley Cheese Factory. Visit O'Galley Cheese for all of your snacking needs, featuring cheese, locally made beef sticks, sausages, and more. They're open 7 days a week. O'Galley Cheese Factory, Highway 25, Durand. And Numbers R Us, common sense bookkeeping and more. They're a certified QuickBooks Pro advisor and daily money manager. Visit them online at numbersrus.com. You can also visit Rhonda on Facebook, too. Please thank all of our video streaming sponsors. Without their help, we wouldn't be here today. Please give these sponsors a call. Visit their website, send them an email, and tell them thank you for supporting these video streams of our 4-H livestock shows, or 4-H FFA livestock shows from our area fairs and festivals. As we are in class number 2, this is Market Hogs, the first class of Market Hogs, but this is class number 2.
Michael Meyer, Olivia Overgard, and Madison Seibel should be getting their animals ready. And then on deck is our class 3 of Market Hogs. The winners of the previous class were Nathan Gully with first place and Chloe Schroeder with second place. Let's give them a round of applause.
You're watching the Northern Wisconsin State Fair Junior Swine Show from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair in Chippewa Falls. And once again, good morning. I'm Brian Winnikins From Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. Hope you're enjoying our video stream today. Please thank all of the sponsors that we are talking about here throughout the morning as well. Also, if you're unfamiliar with the station, WRDN features 7 hours of farm programming Monday through Friday. We kick it off with our morning farm report from 5 to 7 a.m. We have hourly markets at 35 past the hour at 9, 10, and 11 o'clock hours. Our noon farm show at about 12:30. Then we have our agriculture afternoons from 1 until 4 with Chip Flory and Agri Talk from 1 until 3. And then from 3 until 4 is Jesse Allen with AOA, America on Agriculture, all about farming. And we also have Susan Littlefield wrapping up the day during the 4 o'clock hour with our final bell. You can listen online at our website at realcountry1430.com.
As we get into class 2, we're starting to see a little bit more competition amongst the hogs. Just the quality's going to notch up, and it's just going to kind of build. I think there'll be a crescendo as we get to those heavier weight hogs where I know in our family we always try to gear to be a heavier weight hog in most of our shows because that's where the power is at. You want to win those tough classes if you want to make a run at the champions. So, but these pigs are pretty good. They're down in the 240s, I think some of them upper 230s, and they got a lot of potential. They're nice hogs, they're put together real well, but to me there was just one that just demanded my attention. As soon as I saw her come in the gate, she kind of is going to lay the foundation to what we're going to do today, and that's the young lady's blue mask gilt there. Let's give her a nice round of applause. That one's pretty good. To me, that one kind of excites me a little bit. I'd love to see her at 280 because that's the kind that you want to put together. She's stout, she's extremely big-footed, she's powerful in her features when you look at her coming at you. Really good in terms of her top line, lazy and nice from her hip loin junctions, real smooth. If I could just tweak her front end just a little bit, she wants to be a little straighter, more rock forward in her shoulder blade, but that's being pretty picky because that's a really powerful, stout, muscular, shapely gilt that to me just kind of when she walked in the ring, everybody was probably just playing for second place once they saw her. Here we go in the middle of the class here. 2 and 3 are really close, and they can go back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and use the young lady's belted gilt over there for second. I think she's just more shapely than the Berkshire gilt. I love the Berkshire gilt. I think to me, when we raise some Berkshires there at the college, I teach at the University of Minnesota, and I work with the Swine program there, and we raise some Berkshires, and I'd love to have that kind of female just in our replacement pins. She'd make a heck of a breeding gilt. She's so sound, but in a market gilt class, she ends up being third because she just maybe needs a little more muscle. And that's where I like the belted crossbred gilt a little bit better. A little more shape down the top of the belted gilt, a little more true expression from behind. That's a close pair though, because the Berkshire color gilt is really sound. Love the rib shape in her, very correct. So 2 and 3 are very, very close in this class. 4th place, I think, maybe to me is the interesting one. There'll be some judges that maybe will use this gilt a little higher if they really want true muscle. She's so packed full of muscle, and if you have a carcass contest along with this, she'll look tremendous on a kill sheet. She's got a big groove down her back, almost like a ditch. You'll hear people call it the ditch back gilts. She's got a big ditch down her back, a lot of ham muscle, but to the point where all that muscle's tying up her structure. You can see she really has some issues going behind, and I think in a show ring environment, they need to be a little sounder for me to use them to be a class winner, but I'm still going to give credit because that gilt's got a tremendous amount of product in her. Young lady does a great job showing this kind of Poland or maybe just crossbred barrel here. He too needs a little more muscle probably. You can look down his top and maybe doesn't have that true shape and honest expression right down his loin edges you see in some of the ones that went above him. But I love what this young lady's done with this barrel getting ready for this show. His skin is spotless, his hair quality. You can tell she's done a little bit of work at home from a showmanship standpoint. So just getting this pig ready for a show ring event here this morning, she's done an awesome job. He just needs a little more muscle for me to move him up, but he's extremely sound, real correct pig. And then we go down to this kind of chromed up hog here that was giving her a little bit of a trouble over in the corner. This one just needs a little bit more, I guess, oomph. You look at her chest floor, she's a little narrow. She'd like to see a little more rib shape and power in this gilt coming at you. Love the design, great structure, level made, just needs a little bit more rib and body. Then we get down to this kind of this blue butt or blue-eyed barrel here that just needs to be a little bit leaner. He's starting to put on a little bit more fat cover probably than ideal for a lighter weight hog. I don't see him maybe quite as raw and as muscular, but I love the depth of side. Another pig coming out, good depth of side, good spring of rib. This one needs a little more bone, probably needs to be a little stouter. You see he's kind of a little smaller, more refined in his bone work. Just like to see him stouten up just a little bit. And then we conclude down here in the final barrels that just need a little more muscle. You get right behind these two. Unfortunately, they get to be the flatter hip, flatter stifle hogs of the class. They're good hogs in terms of their feet and legs, maybe just need a little more muscle for them to move up. Congratulations on a good class.
Our first place exhibitor was Kendall Knox with her 240-pound hog. And our second place exhibitor was Margaret Bull with her 242-pound hog. Our next market class is our market class number 2. And our top weight in this class is going to be 253. So the following folks should make sure that they're in the show ring for this. Emmett Anderson, Lucy Anderson, Elsie Berlin, Gabe Domes, Samantha Gully, Natalie Lazewski, Isaac Lou, Michael Meyer, Olivia Overgaard, and Madison Seibel. Those that are in market class number 3 should be getting ready and ready to go. And that includes Henry Anderson, Millie Berlin, Claire Bull, Kendall Knox, Isaac Lubes, Natalie Lazewski, Harper Nelson, Jace Phillips, Wyatt Wilner, and Bentley Willikowski. And your first fun hog fact of the day. Current market price for hog is 89 cents per pound.
There you go. We got another hog fact, 89 cents a pound on the market price for hogs. Again, in our Class 2, Kendall Knox took first. Margaret Bull took second. We're in Class 3, our second class of market hogs here at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. And hope you're enjoying our video streams as well. Received a message via our Facebook page, Shelley. We will look at trying to do the poultry and rabbit shows in the future from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. We always have to watch about the timing and that sort of thing of when all the different events are going on. Sometimes they have multiple judging at the same time, so obviously I can't be in 2 places at once, but we will also look into that. Now this year here at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair, by the way, for you dairy fans, we will be video streaming the Sunday open class dairy show. We had requests for that last year, and we will be able to do that show this year as well. That'll be on Sunday morning, starting I think bright and early at 9 o'clock. Throughout the week, please thank our sponsors as well. Again, we really appreciate all the positive comments. We know that there's a lot of folks that enjoy being able to watch these livestock shows if they can't attend the fair themselves. But please thank all of our sponsors. Without their help, none of this is possible. Thank you to the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board. They are our sponsor of our streaming video service and here at the fair as well. Thank you to Pierce Pepin Cooperative Services, your Touchstone Energy partner, 24/7 and West Wisconsin Telecom, building smart fiber optic communities from the ground up. You can find out more. Visit wwt.coop. Provisions Health of Durand, changing the way you experience healthcare. Visit provisions.health for more information. Chippewa Valley Energy, serving the Chippewa Valley since 1922. You can find out more about the services they provide by visiting their website at chippewavalley.energy.com. And Wisconsin Credit Union, serving their members in Western Wisconsin for over 80 years. Western Credit Union, serving Western Wisconsin. They belong to you. Visit them online at wisconsincu.org. Please thank all of our sponsors. Give them a call, drop them an email, visit their business, and tell them thank you for doing this. Thank you for being a sponsor of these video streams. Without their help, we couldn't do any of this, so please thank them. That's why we're giving out all of the websites. You can visit their website, go to their contact information, send them a quick email and say, hey, thank you very much for doing this. They do appreciate it. Our business owners do appreciate folks reaching out to them. So please thank them for supporting these video streams. After the hog show today, farmers, if you are wanting to continue to follow what's happening in the farm news and farm markets, don't forget we have our agriculture afternoons later this afternoon from 1 until 3, or 1 until 4 rather, here on WRDN on 1430 AM and 107.3 FM. We also do an audio stream, and that is at our website at realcountry1430.com. So if you're out of the immediate listening area, you can listen via your smartphone or via the audio stream as well through your computer. And again, from 1 until 3, we'll have Agri Talk with Chip Flory. And the first hour from 1 to 2 is about the news and issues affecting rural America. The second hour is all about the markets and the issues that affected the markets for the day. And then from 3 until 4, it's Jesse Allen with America on Agriculture, more on the issues of the day affecting farming and rural America. During our 4 o'clock hour, after our 4 o'clock hour local news update, we have our afternoon farm report with Susan Littlefield, and that's about at 4:30. She has the final bell, and it's the Channel Seeds final bell, and it's a chance where she's talking with some of the market traders about what happened during the day in the markets and what made the markets do what they do. And so that is with Susan Littlefield again later this afternoon at about 4:30. And you can always start out the day with the WRDN Morning Farm Report, 5 to 7 a.m. on WRDN. We have dairy news, opening markets, or at least the overnight markets, market recaps, newsmaker interviews. Tomorrow morning we'll be chatting with Wisconsin Ag Secretary Randy Romanski from the Farm Tech Days Media Day that was held yesterday. And we also have some great classic country music, too. That's the WRDN Morning Farm Report, 5 until 7 a.m., Monday through Friday, here on WRDN and online at realcountry1430.com. As we're in class number 3, our second class of market hogs this morning. Did you know that hogs marketed in Wisconsin in 2023 valued $178.57 million? That's a lot of bacon, just saying. Did you know 28% of Wisconsin farms are on farms with less than 2,000 head in inventory? 14% of that inventory is on farms with 2,000 to 4,999 head, and 58% are on farms with 5,000 or more head of hogs. That complements of the Wisconsin Pork Association.
This one was a little more interesting, a little bit more variety. The quality is getting better, but there's more variety. We have different styles of pigs, and it's kind of where a person puts their priorities is going to separate how this is going to be lined up. Maybe not for me the ultra complete one that you just kind of say wow, 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 that one puts it all together. But there are some pigs that are pretty darn close and maybe a little more power than a lot of pigs do. The pig I'm going to use, or the hog I'm going to use, is the bear over there in the corner, the young lady in the kind of the salmon colored shirt has. Let's give her a nice round of applause. That's a pretty neat hog. I mean, my kids and I, we went to a lot of jackpots this summer. My son and daughter are showing it, hog shows, and that one could run with a lot of pigs around Minnesota anyway in those jackpot series. He's really opened up. You know, that's the kind of He-Man look that these judges really get excited about. He comes at you so busted open in his chest and in his blade width. He's so powerful coming at you. If I could just change his hip and hind leg ever so slightly, he just wants to be a little outside the skeleton when he travels. But sometimes when they're that powerful and busted open, it's hard to keep their hocks inside themselves and keep them true and square. And if I could just tweak the right rear hock just a little bit, just make him a little sounder, boy, my hair would stand up on that guy. Because coming at you and just the rib shape he has, that's a pretty special pig. The one that's going to go second's the young man's kind of thin belted one there in the middle of his back. That hog is really solid, and he's not quite as opened up maybe as the class winner. Doesn't have that extra show ring look. His skin's a little plain, his hair's a little plain, a little more dirt and debris on that guy, so he doesn't maybe have the pizzazz the show ring pizzazz maybe you'd like to see, but if you look through that and just kind of judge him for what he is, he's really heavy boned, stout in his look, heavy muscle. Just like to see him just a little more opened up, probably change his rump structure too. The first and second place barrels, if I could just change their rump structure, boy, I get excited, really get excited. But they're good hogs. I mean, the quality is really good in this class. The young lady over there with that Yorkshire, white cross gilt we have over there, take a look at her head and neck. That's really, really special. Her jawline is so trim and tight. She's got a really neat look up front. In front of her blade, she's the best one we've seen up to this point. In fact, all day up to this point. In front of her blade, she's really, really trendy. Where she loses and goes in third, unfortunately, is when you step behind the hogs. She's just a little bit more nondescript. She's not quite as busted open in her rump, not quite as powerfully muscled. But boy, if you want one to just show everybody that's kind of what you want to look for, that front part of her body is really, really neat. Then we move down the class, and we've got some nice hogs. The calico that comes out next, I'd argue, just needs more time. He's just a little green, almost looks a little green. I think he's a bigger scale hog, and so maybe if he could have got him to 290, I think that's where his weight would have been best. He's so level, he's so correct, he's really tall at the top of his shoulder, and he's so good in his look from the side. We just wish he had 20 more days to pack on 40 more pounds. Then that guy would have been at 12 o'clock. But I do love his levelness and correctness, and his feet and legs are just really, really solid. Young lady worked really hard out here to try to get this gilt to go. She's kind of a little slow, and so she doesn't really want to get out and just grab ground and go. But she's fresh, she's lean, she's expressive. She just needs more rib and body. She's just a little tighter in her forerib shape, not quite as bolt sprung about her rib cage as the ones that went above her, but she's lean, she's expressive, has a nice shape down her top. Come here to this next hog here. This gilt has enough rib and body. I'd like to see her heavier bone. She stands on just a little smaller foot size, a little frailer, and so that just kind of throws off her overall completeness. But I do like her correctness, and I think she needed to be kind of in the middle of the class because she's fairly correct and fairly level down her top and gives you a nice level look from the side. This one here is probably going to be one that if she goes into a carcass contest, and I think you have one here if I remember right, I'd bet on this one. She is absolutely raw, almost to the point where she's too lean for an ideal show pig. But from a carcass standpoint, if you take her and measure her back fat, she'll be extremely trim. She'll have a big loinite, as you can see the groove down her back. In the show ring environment, I'd like to see more rib, more body. In the show ring environment, probably just a little better in her feet and legs. But in a carcass contest, I do admire that she's got a great carcass potential. The hog that comes here next is a little deeper sided kind of pig, looks like it grew well. This hog just needs a little more muscle shape. It's a little rounder, a little plainer. As can be said with the two that remain, congratulations, they all kind of look alike. They're just a little rounder, kind of a little plainer down their tops. You'd like to see a little bit more groove, a little bit more natural muscle expression as you read them from shoulder to hip. Young man did a nice job showing. He'll be competitive later today and showmanship, I'm sure. Nice class. Congratulations to everybody. Good job.
Our first place hog in this class is shown by Olivia Overgaard, and it weighs 253 pounds. Our second place is Michael Meyer, with second place hog weighing 251 pounds. I'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsors, Wisconsin Farmers Union, Royal Credit Union, Synergy Cooperative, and Fireworks Liquidators. Our next class up is going to be our market hog class number 3. And in this class, again, we're going to have hogs ranging from 256 to 261 pounds. Our next class after this, and those should be getting ready, include Lucy Anderson, Elsie Berlin, Terry Close, Adeline Frank, Elliot Gotham, Clay Hilger, Aubrey King, Caitlin Lazowski, Hunter Seidling, and Sam Steffes. They should be getting their animals ready to go. Your next fun hog fact, just giving you some terminology so you understand what's going on in the ring. Not to bore you with this, but a boar is an intact male hog, which you won't see in the show ring. But you will see a lot of barrows and gilts. So a barrow is a castrated male hog, and a gilt is a young young female hog who is not given a litter of pigs. More fun facts are to come.
You're watching coverage of the Swine Show from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. I'm Brian Winnekins from WRDN, Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM. And our third class, the winner was Olivia Overgaard taking first and Michael Mayer taking second. We're in class number 4. This is the third class of market hogs that are currently in the ring. Thank you to our sponsors of our video stream today. Thank you to the Northern Wisconsin State Fair for all of their help in getting us set up here at the Custer Coliseum. Also, thank you to the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board. They are the sponsor of our video streaming service at our website at realcountry1430.com. Our fair sponsors include Alcivia Co-op, a leading member-owned agriculture fuel cooperative serving Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois. Visit alcivia.com. Security Financial Bank, Durand, River Falls, Eau Claire, Ladysmith, Bloomer, and Black River Falls, where electronic banking is easy. Visit sfbank.com. Bauer Seeds and Service, your local Pioneer Seed and Pivot Bio dealer serving the Durand area. Visit BauerSeedsandService.com for more information. Sunstrom and Company are your local tax experts. You can call them now. Believe it or not, end-of-year tax planning, you're probably starting to have to get ready for that now. Call Sunstrom and Company at 672-4425. That's 672-4425 to schedule an appointment or visit them online. NTech is your premier communications entertainment provider, providing the cable and TV service in Durand, Mondovi, also Plum City. And Dunn Energy, your Touchstone Energy partner. Please thank all of our sponsors. Give them a call, drop them an email, visit their website, and you can send them an email that way, or even better yet, visit their business and tell them thank you for supporting our video streaming coverage of the Swine Show here at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. Tomorrow morning, we will have the beef show rather. That's tomorrow morning, the beef show at about 9 o'clock. We'll have that on our website at realcountry1430.com under the video streaming page as well. And also our YouTube channel. We have some alternate feeds as well, just in case that page doesn't work. We have an alternate feed on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN, and also on our Facebook page as well. So we'll have the dairy show tomorrow at 9, and then on Thursday it's the beef show is tomorrow at 9. The dairy show is Thursday at 9. And then on Thursday evening, we will have the livestock auction as well from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. And then on Sunday, we will have the open class dairy show Sunday morning. And we will have that, I think, with coverage beginning right around 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. So a lot of stuff happening here at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair over the next few days. Please come on out and join us here at the fairgrounds in Chippewa Falls. And you can also stop by our booth. We are in Building C. And you can visit us at our booth there. We got some goodies to give away and some other items as well. So come on down and say hi at our booth as well during the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. Beautiful, beautiful day here in Chippewa Falls. Perfect show weather. It's perfect show weather right now. Again, we are in class number 4. Class number 4, this is the third class of market hogs. The third class of market hogs, class number 4. Well, we're down to our final 4. The final 4 here with our class number 4. This is the third class of market hogs. Down to the, oh, we're down, yep, down to the final 4, or now we're down to our final 3. All right.
Another interesting class, a lot of variety. I think there's some good hogs all the way down the line. They, each offer some things. Some have some depth of rib and a performance look. There's some really high cutability, lean, almost expressive kind of hogs, kind of middle of the pack. I think when you fall on these top 3, and these 3 really aren't alike, but there's one that probably puts 2 and 3 together and is the more complete hog. And I never really hesitated once I saw this young lady's belt or gilt. I never really looked back. Congratulations to you. That one right there has probably got the most unique look that we've probably seen up to this point. The way it's hip loin and the tail sets put together. The way she's kind of got that square boxy look. We haven't really seen that up to this point. She's still pretty good. Blade forward, she kind of runs uphill pretty good. I guess we might see some that are a little stouter bone than her. We'll see what's coming down the line, but she's put together extremely well, really modern, real kind of trendy in the way she's built in terms of her top line, neck length, hip length is really, really good on that one. She is still busted open. She's got a nice rib shape. They fed some belly in that one. I like that one in terms of that, her just completeness. Second's going to go to a gilt that maybe we didn't see a lot, but it doesn't take me long to identify what I really like about her, and that's the young lady over there with the Yorkshire appearing gilt. She's like the class winner. She's really neat fronted, got a really good terms of her jawline, and her head carriage is really good. She's really strong in terms of her hip loin. She pulls together extremely well. She just needs more body. If I could just see a little bit more fore-rib shape in that girl, a little bit more rear rib and body in that one. She looks just a little hollowed out. Maybe she hasn't drank or ate very well here the last 24 hours. But her front end, her way, her blade, her height of her shoulder, her extension blade forward is really, really special. And she's lean enough. There's enough top shape in that girl. Just ain't quite busted open enough. Now, the wide body of the class is the black-headed pig. No doubt about it. He's the wide one in terms of just power. He comes at you so open up in his blade. He's probably the big hip, big butted one in the group. Just like to make his skeleton better. He's kind of flat on his front feet. He's a little bit down on all 4 tires. Just like to see his hip better. And just kind of redesign the skeleton and still have that much muscle, but often the case is when you get them so heavy muscled, sometimes their hocks can't handle it as they get heavier, and his hocks are just getting a little bit low. Boy, he's full of muscle. He'll look good on the carcass endpoint. And then we get down the line and we move into kind of some middle barrows here. I think these 2 next barrows, we can let them out. They're kind of alike, so I left them right next to each other. They're good, solid hogs. Good rib shape, really nice fore-rib and body cavity in these guys. Look like they grew well. But unfortunately, both these barrels are just a little past 12 o'clock. They got a little bit more bark on them at their 12. They probably just get a little plainer muscle relative. They just probably need to be toned back, hardened up just a little bit. But functional, good doing, good footed, good feeding kind of hogs that are always going to be competitive. But today they just got beat by maybe a little fresher hogs. This was an interesting pig. The young man worked so hard out here trying to get his silver gilt showed. Where I like to change her, we can kind of see that she gets a little off in her rump structure. Her hind bone, her hind leg is just a little more frail and fragile. I just like to stouten this one up. That's usually the case with a lot of these silver pigs. They're just, you can hit it out of the park with a silver one. You can win majors with them. But oftentimes they're kind of just a little frail if we can pick on them a little bit. And I'd like to see her just a little heavier bone. But she's really neat necked, real shapely, real expressive. This one coming next just gets a little flatter in terms of her rib shape and body. I'd just like to see this one just busted open, a little more body cavity in this one. But I like her bone, I like her foot size. She's got some features I really like in terms of side view profile's good. She's tall fronted. Just like to see more rib and body in this one. And then we work down the line into some of the remaining hogs here that just get unfortunately a little plainer. They're not quite as expressive in their hip and down into their stifle. They're just not quite as maybe opened up. This one has a little bit more bone and foot size relative to 2 right behind her. But tube just needs to be busted open with more power. Congratulations on a great class. Good job, everybody.
So for our market class number 4, our first place winner goes to Kendall Knox with her hog weighing 261 pounds. And our second place goes to Harper Nelson with her 260-pound hog. Our next class up is our market class number 4. And with this market class number 4, we have hogs ranging from 262 to 274 pounds. The folks that should be getting ready to go after this include Terrence Close, Marguerite Frank, Hunter Hilger, Morgan Hilger, Timothy Keneally, Aubrey King, Stanley Lang, Gabriel Sikora, Wyatt Wellner, and Ted Wickett. And again, you folks should be getting your animals ready right now. I would like to take a minute to, recognize some more of our sponsors for today. And it's going to be Real Country, WRDN, Advantage Door, Darling Company, Security Bank, Soakups Market, and Dirk's Beef Farm. Currently, if you would like to watch us live stream, if you have to step out for a second, Real Country is live streaming this on their Facebook page. Or if you have relatives that would like to watch the show.
We are in class number 4, or class number 5 rather, of our swine show today, as this is the 4th class of market hogs.
Announcements for our exhibitors. If you have extra hogs, the trucking fee is $15 due 1 hour after the show, along with the meat cut sheet and your purple map sale form. So please make sure to get that in as soon as possible. Sooner the better. Copies of everything are available in the office. Our current class is going to be our market hog class number 4. And again, we have hogs weighing up to 273 pounds in this class. And again, our next market class should be getting themselves ready. And some more hog facts for you. Did you know that pork was the most widely consumed protein across the world? And the U.S. produces 11% of the world pork, valuing at $7.7 billion, that's a billion with a B, in value.
You're watching coverage of the Northern Wisconsin State Fair Junior Holstein Show. Good morning. I'm Brian Winnikins from WRDN, and thank you for watching us this morning. Please thank our video streaming sponsors as well, including the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board, our video streaming service sponsor on our website. Also, Sunny Sky CBD of Durand, featuring CBD products for you and your family, and even your pets. Rhonda and I use some of those products for cooking. She's our 12-year-old dog. She's a rat terrier blue heeler, and all that jumping over the last 12 years. She's got a little arthritis, and some of the products from Sunny Sky CBD really help her out with that pain. Sunny Skies also provides shipping too. Visit sunnyskycbd.com for more information. Synergy Co-op is your local LS tractor dealer. Visit synergycoop.com for more information. Compeer Financial, a member-owned farm credit cooperative serving and supporting agriculture and rural communities. Visit compeer.com for more information. And Bluff Country Feed and Seed, your hometown feed and seed supplier. They serve Mondovi, Durand, Oliva, Arcadia, and the surrounding area with nutrition consultation, feed and forage sampling, feed delivery, and seed needs, including if you have land up north, maybe you want to make a food plot. Bluff Country Feed and Seed can help you out. Just talk to Matt. We have some land in winter, and we wanted to make a clover plot for ruffed grouse. I've always been a big ruffed grouse fan, and wow, Matt gave us the right clover, and I'll tell you what, it's just coming in great. It's going to be perfect. Visit bluffcountryfs.com for more information. And O'Galley Cheese Factory. Visit O'Galley Cheese Factory for all of your snacking needs, featuring cheese, locally made beef stick, sausage, and more. They're open 7 days a week, Highway 25, Durand. Please thank all of our sponsors. Give them a call. Visit their business. Drop them an email. Visit their website. And just, it's pretty simple. Just go to their website, go to the contact page, and send them an email and tell them thank you for supporting these broadcasts, because without the support of these businesses and organizations that are sponsoring these broadcasts, we wouldn't be here. So please thank them for supporting these broadcasts. Again, we are in class number 5. This is the 4th class of market hogs. So we're about halfway through the show. We have 10 classes total today. And then after all of the classes, they'll do showmanship. We step away at the showmanship point. But we are about halfway through our hog show today. Tomorrow morning, we'll have the beef show starting at about 9 a.m. That's tomorrow morning here from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. Down to our final 3.
Well, let's give this class a nice round of applause here as we're notching up a little bit. These are 3 high-quality hogs, and you know, I'd be proud to have each of these at our house in our show pens as well. But to me, I think there's one probably, I'm going to call him the athlete of the group. He's by far the most skeleton correct. His hip and hind leg are just a hinge so loose. His front feet go north and south. He's really good at his knees up front. And that's the kind of chromed up one to my left. You're going to win the class, young lady. Congratulations. If she can get that head propped up on that pig, his skeleton is spot on. He kind of has an uphill run to him. His hip is just really loose. And his hind leg, the way he steps behind, it's hard to do that in a hog and keep him massive. And he's bold, he's big centered, looks really fresh and big centered, a big body. It looks like he was just kind of a nice feed hog all summer, so that's a really high quality barrel. Now he's not really as neat and cool looking maybe as the gilt that's going to go second. Young lady, you're going to be second out here. You know, she's got that extra tight jawline. You know, that really 2024 kind of trendy front end. My deal with her, she just needs to catch another gear. I don't think she's as good in her front end and knees to the ground. Her hip gets a little off, and I'd just like to see her sounder, truly just sounder in terms of the way she goes. Neatness though is cool. She's good in her top line, good in terms of her hip line. A little flat in her forerib shape. I think the barrel beat her there too, but that's a really neat kind of gilt. The Durock's really solid, and he just ran into a couple really high quality crossbreds. That's a good solid red barrel. We like red hogs at our house. We'll try to show one every summer. We have one at home. We're going to get ready for the Minnesota State Fair. And I tell you what, they're a fun breed. They grow extremely well. They're pretty practical, hardy kind of hogs. You don't have a lot of health issues with them if you put them on feed. Here's what happens sometimes: those Durocs can get a little plain. If you look right up over top of his shoulder, back into his upper forerib, his chine bone's coming up just a little bit. He's just losing that top shape, which Durocs will be more prone to do. They're not really ripped like crosses. But that guy is really solid at the ground. Good bone, good footed, great hip in the guy. Just like to see him a little fresher in his muscle shape today to beat the crossbreds, but that's a solid hog. Congratulations on a strong third place hog in this class. Then we get down to some really powerful kind of barrows that maybe have a few things I'd like to change. This guy is tremendously stout. He's got big legs, big forearm. He's really just a stoutie, I like to call him. But you can see as he walks away from me that he bows out a little bit like he's been riding a horse too long. Just like to see a little better hind legs on that guy. He's a little bit down in his front end. They've clipped him tight, which I appreciate. But you can kind of see that his head and neck, he's a little bit kind of stale up there. He's not quite as fresh and trim. But those hogs never go last. They're always going to be competitive because they're wide and they're heavy bone. Maybe don't have that showroom look to get in the top part of a class, but they're always going to be in the top 5 because they're stout, have some power. This guy really last one on, he just got a little tight. He's almost limping a little bit. He's tightened up standing there in the holding pen. Another good solid hog. He's wide, he's big rib. This one gets a little plainer in terms of muscle shape. I think he's got a little bit more condition on him than ideal for me. I think he's got probably just a little bit more on his top. But I do like his rib shape, and I think he's got some dimension to him. This hog is interesting. If he could just if he can move better, I'll be honest. I think he's been presented nicely. The hair coat on him is nice. He's fresh in his top. He's been fed extremely well. I don't know, he's been maybe fed a little too hard in terms of the lysine because it's really tightened up his hind legs. Boy, I like the shape though. He's the best top dog we have in the class in terms of shape. Just needs to move a little bit better. Then we get down into some white hogs here that just need more true muscle shape. You get right behind them. Unfortunately, they're just a little narrower built. They don't have quite the expression when you see them from behind. Need a little bit more bone. They're deep-sided hogs. I think they probably grew well for the family. This is an interesting pig here that's going to conclude the class. Good job. I think he's as big-shouldered and as wide as anything we have in the class. It's just unfortunate that his feet have already broke down on his pasterns. He just needs a better set of feet and legs to move up in the class. Even in a show, a market hog class, I'd like to change his feet and legs. But he's a wide one. I give him credit for that. So congratulations, everybody.
The first place winner in this class is going to go to Aubrey King with her hog weighing 262 pounds. And the second place is going to go to Taryn Close with her 269-pound hog. Our next class is going to be our market class number 6. And in this class, we have hogs ranging from the high 270s to 279 into our 287-pound range. Those folks that should be getting ready for the next class includes Millie Berlin, Anna Bull, Adeline Frank, Nicholas Frank, Morgan Hilger, Owen King, Stanley Lang, Avery Marr, Casey Nelson, Isabella Sandy, and Landon Stark. Make sure you folks are getting ready. And I'd like to take a time to thank the folks that are in the ring right now, including Chris King, Jared Hooker, Corey Freed, Jordan Donnerbauer, and Gina Bergen. Let's give them a round of applause. And another moment to thank our sponsors, including AMPI, Herb Carlson and Sons, LLC, Festival Foods, Farmers Union Canada, Camp Kenwood and Chippewa Falls, and Security Financial Bank.
From WRDN. And this reminder, farmers, that WRDN features 7 hours of farm programming Monday through Friday. We kick things off from 5 until 7 a.m. with the WRDN Morning Farm Report. We have Dairy Radio Now with Bill Baker with Dairy News. We have our market recaps, also the overnight market report, newsmaker interviews as well. Tomorrow morning we'll be talking with Wisconsin Ag Secretary Randy Romanski. Plus, some great classic country music, too, during the WRDN Morning Farm Report from 5 until 7. And then we have hourly market reports at about 35 past the hour during the 9, 10, and 11 o'clock hours. During the noon hour, after our local news updates, we have our afternoon report, where we have the latest news and issues affecting rural America with Agriculture America Farm News and also our midday farm report. Then from 1 until 4, it's Agriculture Afternoons on WRDN, all about farming and agriculture. From 1 until 3, it's Chip Flory with Agri-Talk. The first hour from 1 until 2 is about news and issues, and the second hour is all about the issues affecting the markets for the day. And then from 3 until 4, Jesse Allen is in with America on Agriculture. During the 4 o'clock hour, after our visit for our local news and sports update, we have Susan Littlefield in with the final bell, and that's where Susan takes about 15 minutes to talk with some of the traders at the Board of Trade and around the country. Talk a little bit about what's happening in the markets and what's driving the markets for the day. That's with the final bell. We also have agriculture weather as well throughout the day too. It's the WRDN agriculture programming. You can listen online at our website at realcountry1430.com. You can also listen using the Live 365 app or the TuneIn app. We are on that. If you have a Roku TV, you can listen to us through your Roku TV. Just download the Live 365 app and search for WRDN. Simple as that. You can even have us on your smart TV too. And of course, you can listen to us the old-fashioned way on 1430 AM and 107.3 FM. And our winners from the last class.
Let's show our appreciation for this class, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them a big cheer. It's a really good class. To me, this was the deepest class. I was putting really good hogs in there, 5, 6, and 7, and hogs that I'd like to see at some other fairs I do. This is really good. I think the quality of the hogs, as we've seen so far, is elevated, which is part of the game. It's like anything else. You got to get bigger, stronger, faster. Otherwise, you can't compete. So I think these families did a great job this year, just selecting better pigs and upping the ante. And then what I think's really improved, to be honest, is the showmanship. We've got kids that can really drive hogs, and that makes it fun for me as a judge, because I don't know how showmanship is going to shake out at the end, but I am judging showmanship as well, because if you really want to knock it out of the park, you got to have a great pig and you got to get them showed. And there's people around here that I see in the crowd that probably do show at other shows, state fairs and stuff, and they know that if you don't get those pigs showed right, you ain't going to get a look by a lot of these judges. We had a judge at Minnesota State Fair a few years ago in the 4-H show. My son was showing that year, and he just went on the mic and he said, if you don't bring that pig in the ring with their head up, I'm going to give you the gate. You could have the best pig at Minnesota State Fair, and if you didn't come in with that head up, he said, I'm going to give you the gate. And so that's kind of how this game is played now at the higher level, and I think the showmanship's been outstanding. Now, as we study these 3 pigs, they're probably not the same, okay? But they're all good pigs, and they're really high-quality pigs. They just have different features that make them high quality. I think there's one, though, that puts it more together. This one's really fun to look at. This one's tall-fronted. Your class winner is really neat and cool up ahead of her blade. I was surprised how big a top she has. Young lady right there, you're going to win this class. If you stand 30 feet off that gilt, as a judge, you're going to say, does she have enough muscle? Does she have enough power? When I got in on top of that gilt and really studied her from her shoulder blade back to her hip, there's enough shape. There's enough pop on her top. There's a big enough back in this one. She's super shaggy, heavy bone, has a nice skin and hair coat on her. She's got that show ring look about her. If I could fix her, I'd probably just expand her lower forerib just a little bit and just give her, she's a little concave down in her lower rib shape. I'd just like to see a little rounder rib shape, but that's just being really critical. I think of a high quality gilt that will certainly show well here in the championship drive. Young man right here, you're going to be reserve or second in this class. Tell you what, you got everything on that barrel, okay? You worked him hard. I can tell you worked that barrel at home a little bit because he's not getting ring sour and he hasn't wore out. You got to work these hogs so much now at home because you don't know if judges are going to be long-winded like me, and so you got to get working on them. I love the muscle. This guy is chock full of meat and muscle. He comes at you like a bulldozer up front, big forearm, big shoulder, big rib. Unfortunately, he's just not as cool to look at. He's just a little plainer headed, a little coarser up front, not quite as tall and elevated. He kind of runs downhill. Just doesn't have that extra show ring look, but boy, he's powerful. Definitely showed real well. This young lady's got a lot on this one too. He's getting a little bit just kind of not as fun. He's not having as fun here at the end, but boy, she came out of the gate right away and showed me that pig's strength is the front shot. When he came in the ring, he's tall fronted, his neck is high, and the weight carries out of his shoulder blade. His front end bone, the leg size up front is real good. It just doesn't match his rear leg. His rear leg's a little frail, his hip gets a little rounder. When he got those 3 here at the end, he just wasn't quite as opened up and as powerful in his feature. But boy, that's a nice pig in terms of height, elevation, extension, and just a really neat front 2/3 on that guy. We'll get him out of here. I thought the class was really good, and once we get him out of here, we'll talk about some of the remaining pigs here. But I thought this class was real deep. The young lady has some struggles with our 4th place pig. And, sometimes when pigs get a little ring sour, it's because they don't feel comfortable walking. It's almost like at the end of the day, some of us, we just get in there and want to sit down in our chair at night. I think this guy right here, I think his hip's not right, okay? If his hip was a little looser and a little more level, and he could handle those hind legs a little better, I think he would feel more comfortable, okay? I love from his hip forward though, he may be one of the best hogs in the class. Chest forward, rib shape is beautiful in this guy. Top shape is beautiful in this guy. He's just a little tight. He's just a little tight in his rump, a little tight off his rear legs, and I think that's maybe part of the reason he just doesn't want to get out and be that athlete and just flex and walk as good as some of the others. But I love his body, his rib shape, his front 2/3 is really, really good. The gilt that comes here next, another good showman. I think our showmanship is going to be very tough here at the end of the day. This one just gets a little more, probably too refined. You know, I got off this one from 30 feet away, and she's a little finer bone, a little bit frailer in her shoulder shape, a little bit tighter in her rib shape. She balances up real nice in terms of levelness and correctness, but from the looking in kind of view that the final 5 had, she became the hardest body, the flattest rib one we had in the group. Another one that comes at you, nice look in terms of levelness and correctness. This one too, a lot like that one, I kept them together. Just need to open them up in terms of chest floor width and see more body. This red spotted one here that comes next, plenty of muscle in this one, been fed real nice. I'm just a little concerned about the hind legs on that gilt. She's a little bit puffy in her hocks, maybe a little coarser in her joints, not quite as sound off her rear legs, but plenty of muscle, more muscle probably than the remaining hogs. The blue-eyed gilt just needs to be busted open. She comes at you maybe a little bit more narrow in her chest than some of the others. The spotted gilt and the white hog that finishes the class. Hogs that need a little bit more bone and foot size, like to see them expanded from end to end just a little bit more. Congratulations, good job.
For this class, our first place goes to Taryn Close with her 281-pound hog. And our second place goes to Hunter Hilger with his 277-pound hog. Our next class up will be our market class number 6. And we have hogs in this class ranging from 279 to 287. And those that should be getting their animals ready for the next market class include Mary Boyd, Anna Bull, Adeline Flake, Nicholas Frank, Morgan Helger, Owen King, Stanley Lang, Henry Carr, Casey Nelson, Isabella Sandy, and Avery Stark. So make sure that you folks are getting ready. And another chance to recognize our sponsors, Touch of Home, Adult Family Care, Close Farms, H&R Electric, and the YMCA.
Hello everyone, my name is Courtney Raymond. I'm the Northern Wisconsin State Fair this year, and I just want to thank you all for coming out to the first unofficial fair day.
Hello everyone, I'm Morgan Roots for 2024, which I just attended. I'd say this Courtney and thank you for coming out. And just remember to stop by and say hi to us throughout the fair.
If I can climb up, you can climb up. First to the fair. What's your last name? Okay, and mark it up. Okay.
And once again, welcome. We're at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair with the continuing coverage of our Junior Swine Show. Right now, joining us is the Fair Courtney Raymond and the fair attendant Morgan Wirtz. And Courtney, congratulations on being fairest of the fair. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. I am born and raised in the Chippewa Falls area, and I actually showed swine, so that's why I'm here today to support that program.
What's the secret to showing swine?
Just walking them. Yeah, you wouldn't think that you got to walk a pig, but boy, it really helps in the ring.
And how about feeding them? I mean, feeding, obviously you got to feed them, but I mean, can you feed them too much?
You can, yep. I know that there is over 300 pounds sometimes of pigs and hogs here. You kind of want to stick in that 260-ish range, and so you can do that and gauge that, and usually you scale it throughout the whole process of getting the hog.
So why'd you like to show pig?
They're a little easier to handle for me. Steer kind of are a little out of my territory there.
I agree, because it's like the steer wants to go left. You need it to go right, and that ain't happening. Why'd you decide to run for Fairest of the Fair?
I am very passionate about this program, and I'm passionate about the fair, and I thought it was a great way to merge the two together.
We're also talking with Morgan Wirtz. She's the fair attendant. Morgan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Courtney, born and raised in Chippewa Falls. I am attending college in the fall to hopefully become a doctor.
Wow. Okay. So with the fair, did you have exhibits here at the fair?
I did not show any animals at the fair, but I was very active in the youth.
So what'd you do in the youth building when you were actively here at the fair all the time?
I showed creative writing pieces and foods and nutrition.
Wow. Okay. So why did you decide to run Fairest of the Fair program?
I thought it was a great way to show my appreciation for the fair and really give back to the community that gave me so much.
What do you like best about it?
I like being able to talk with everyone about how passionate I am about the fair.
So now if, maybe afterwards we can have a celebrity showmanship with the pigs. Courtney will help you out. Would you do it?
I would need lots of help from Courtney, that's for sure.
So Courtney, what's the best thing you like here about being Fairest of the Fair?
Just being able to talk to everyone and get back to the community. It's just a really great way to know everyone's stories, figure out where they're at, and all share our passion for the fair.
And what are your future plans?
I just graduated college, actually, so I am working at
As
a
you
clinic
know, a
here
lot
in
of
Chippewa as
volunteers
a
make our
support
shows happen, as
specialist.
well as our fair here at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. A special group of volunteers are our FFA advisors and egg instructors who are in the show ring here as well as inside. Many of these, if not all of them, do not have a summer contract, so they're volunteering their time just as much as our parents and other helpers are helping. So we appreciate Mrs. Johnson from Bloomer, Mr. Swartz, Stanley Boyd, Mr. Donnerbauer, Cadat, Mr. Becker, Chippewa Falls, Mrs. Bergen, and Mrs. Foster, as well as Mr. Child from New Orleans. So thank you to the FFA advisors and egg instructors.
All right, as we thank some of our volunteers. So you're graduated college, and what was the plan before we got the announcement?
I work here at a clinic in Chippewa Falls as a behavior support specialist.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, congratulations. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you'll go on to the Wisconsin State Fairest of the Fair competition, correct?
Yes, that is in January.
Well, good luck with that. Courtney and Morgan, thank you for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of the swine show. I still think we gotta have just a fun Fairest of the Fair showmanship class just out there, and just give Morgan a taste.
I think she'd really enjoy it.
Just make sure we have a real active pig, so she has to go around and chase it.
Keep her moving. Yep.
Exactly. We are at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair Swine Show. We are in our sixth class currently, and that is, or check that, seventh class, our sixth class of market hogs.
You know exactly how this works.
interesting types in this class. Really some trade-offs and where you want to land on your decision. But you know, if you follow the first few classes, I do like them sound. I like them with a really good set of running gear underneath them. I think they need to be functional. I think they just in the show ring world, they need to have those features where they can really get out and stride and be square in the way they go. Then we still need some muscle, we still need some power, and they still need to have some look. So there's some trade-offs in this group, and I think it gets to be challenging. The one, though, that really caught my eye in terms of just true power, he's kind of the Hulk Hogan of the pin. But you know what? He can still handle it, and that's the young man's Calico Bear over here. He's going to win the class. First thing I do when I see these power hogs come at me is I get behind them and I say, can they handle their hog? Because if they get outside themselves, and we've seen it a bunch, then they're no good. But this guy, he kind of stays true. His hocks stay within his skeleton. He packs a lot of punch. He's a big burly one that's got tremendous bone and foot. He's got a lot of body and rib. He's just probably at 12 o'clock today. I don't know if I would take him much more. You know, if I could change him, I think there's hogs we're going to see that are going to be a little slicker neck than him. They're going to be just a little bit more stylish up in the front 1/3 of their body. I like to just see his neck come out just a little bit better. He's got a little more crest on the top of his neck, but boy, he's burly, he's stout. But more importantly, he can handle it for all that power. Second's going to be the good-looking one in the class. I'd just like to open him up. Going to be the young man's Yorkshire colored gilt right here. This one may be kind of hit out a little bit down here in the corner. I like a lot of this is that, you know, my first impression of this hog is her neck is really neat. Her top line is so correct. Right behind her shoulders, no deviation. She gets out really nice in terms of her hip. She's just not quite as powerful probably. She needs a little bit more true shape probably. But design and elevation and function, that's her strength. Hard to see the young man's runner over there. He likes to go. You know, he's a fast one. But you know what? He's fast and can move because his structure, his skeleton is really good. He just needs to be fresher behind his shoulder. His chine bone's coming up a little bit. He's not quite as show ring ready as far as muscle shape up high. But boy, he's sound, functional, and really good in terms of movement. He's not quite as muscular as the class winner, maybe not quite as neat looking up front. He's a little bit coarser headed than Yorkshire Gilt, so that's probably third place is probably where he needs to go. But boy, you do like the fact that he's really sound and correct. You can really get out and go. Got this shorter haired barrel coming here next, and he's just really nice middle of the road barrel. His major problem, I guess, in this class is foot and bone size. He's a little frailer at the ground. He's not as stout in terms of bone work compared to the three that beat him. But that being said, though, he's sounder than the remaining barrels in the class. He's got a beautiful rib shape in him. He's been fed nicely. I like his condition. He's not too fat. He's not too raw and lean. I think the family did a great job feeding that barrel. I just wish he had a little more bone and foot size. This guy right here, if I could give him a different hip and hind leg structure, he maybe could almost win the class because his front 2/3 are really good. He's got a round body, he's got a bold front rib cage in, and he's got a really good chest for him. But as the class went on, he just got tighter and tighter and tighter to the point where he was kind of struggling here at the end. But if we can give him a better hip, I think that guy could move up quite a bit. This is a nice Yorkshire barrel that's kind of a solid hog. He's got good bone and foot. Where I didn't see in him is the true shape and muscle down his top. He's already kind of lost the dimple there, so I just like to see more expression down the back side of this guy. But bone, foot, ruggedness is really, really good. You actually would like to have a bunch of liverment gilts that kind of look like that you could breed on. White barrel that comes here next is just the hog, white gilt, just the hog that needs a little more bone, and she needs a little more stouter look. She's got a nice shape down her top. I think she'll look good on a kill sheet. Just needs more ruggedness and stoutness. The big spot gilt right here coming next. We can start letting these go, because these four kind of all resemble themselves. They're taller, longer hogs, but with that being said, they just don't have enough width when they come at you to compete up with the wider hogs. They need a little more punch when you get right from behind. They're big, long, lean hogs, just need a little bit more muscle and dimension. So congratulations on the nice class.
For this class, Hunter Hilger placed first with his 287-pound hog. And our second place hog was shown by Casey Nelson. Our next class up after this is going to be our class number 7. And the following folks in our class number 8 should be getting ready, which is more of our heavyweights.
Again, you're watching coverage of the Northern Wisconsin State Fair's Junior Swine Show. And again, in our last...
Folks should be getting their animals ready. Brianna Freed, Marguerite Frank, Owen King, Blake Sikora, Ben Wicken, Brandon Wicken, and Calvin Willie.
In our last class, Hunter Hilger won that class. That was class number 7, the 6th class of market hogs. Taking second, Casey Nelson. We are in class number 8. It's the 7th class of market hogs. Thank you to our sponsors as well of our video streaming service from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair, including the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board. They sponsor our streaming video service throughout the year on WRDN. Also, Numbers R Us, Common Sense Bookkeeping and More, Certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor, and their a daily money manager. Visit Rhonda online at numbersrus.com or on Facebook. Pierce Pepin Cooperative Services, your Touchstone Energy partner, 24/7, and West Wisconsin Telecom, building smart fiber optic communities from the ground up. Find out more, visit wwt.coop. Provisions Health of Durand, changing the way you experience healthcare. Visit provisions.health for more information. Chippewa Valley Energy, serving the Chippewa Valley since 1922. Find out more at ChippewaValleyEnergy.com. And Wisconsin Credit Union. We belong to you, serving members for over 80 years. Visit wisconsincu.org. Please thank all of our sponsors. Give them a call, drop them an email. Visit their website, go to the contact page, and drop them an email and tell them thank you. Or better yet, visit their business and tell them thank you for supporting our streaming video from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. Because without their help, we would not be here. So please thank all of our sponsors. They make our broadcasts and video streams here possible through our website at realcountry1430.com. Some more hog trivia from the Wisconsin Pork Association. Did you know that Wisconsin's pork industry created a total of 13,397 jobs in 2023? That led to a total labor income of $815,200, or check that, $815,200,549. That comma was not a comma, or that point was not a point, it was a comma. Oops. Again, $815 million in labor income. Overall, there's an estimated $1.13 billion of value added to the Wisconsin economy by the Wisconsin pork industry. Imagine that. Just think about that for a minute. A recent report by the USDA Economic Research Service shows that family farms accounted for 90% of the value of hog production in 2022. Some hog trivia facts for you from the Wisconsin Pork Association. A beautiful day here in Chippewa Falls.
So I think it's some time for some more fun pig facts for today. And here's a little bit of information for you. A pig eats 2.8 pounds of meat to gain 1 pound of weight. In 1960, they weren't as efficient as they are today. They were eating 4.5 pounds to 1 pound. And the top hog producing states include Iowa, Minnesota, and North Carolina.
WRDN features 7 hours of farm programming a day, Monday through Friday. We kick things off every weekday morning from 5 until 7 with the WRDN Morning Farm Report. We have dairy news, markets from the overnight, as well farm news and agriculture weather. We also talk with some of the newsmakers as well. Tomorrow morning, we'll be talking with Agriculture Secretary Randy Romansky from the state of Wisconsin. We also have some great classic country music, too, during the WRDN Morning Farm Report, again, from 5 until 7. Then we have hourly market updates at about 35 past the hour during the 9, 10, and 11 o'clock hours after the markets open. During the noon hour after our local news, we have our afternoon report with midday markets, news and issues from rural America with Agriculture America, farm news, and our ag weather forecast. From 1 until 4, it's Agriculture Afternoons on WRDN. From 1 until 3, Chip Flory is in with Agri Talk. The first hour is about news and issues affecting rural America. The second hour is about the news and issues affecting the farm markets for the day. From 3 until 4, we have Jesse Allen in with America on Agriculture with news and issues affecting rural America. During the 4 o'clock hour after our local news for our evening report, Susan Littlefield is in with the Final Bell, where she talks with market traders from across the country about what happened with the markets and why the markets did what they did for the day. And that's WRDN Radio. We are the farm's radio station. You can visit us online at realcountry1430.com and also on air at 1430 AM and 107.3 FM as well. If you have a Roku TV, download the Live 365 app. Do a search for WRDN, and you can even listen to us through your Roku TV or your smart TV if you have Roku hooked up to it. We also use the TuneIn app as well. Or you can just listen right through the player on our website at realcountry1430.com. Again, WRDN, the farm's radio station.
Once again, a good round of applause, everybody, to congratulate these kids out here. I'll tell you what, these are three really nice upperweight market hogs. I think these three are kind of exemplified shape and muscle, and they have some power and some width to them. I think these are all three really good kind of pigs. But I think to me it was a no-brainer right away when I saw this pig coming in the ring. You know, there's always pigs that kind of command your attention. There's pigs that when they hit the ring, judges always talk about the ones that hit them hard or strike them hard. And there was one that just hit me hard, and that's the young lady's calico barrel. Let's give her a nice round of applause. You know, sometimes it's hard to make bodybuilders pretty, but I think that one kind of can do it. You know, he's a stout one. He comes at you so open up in terms of his lower skeletal width. He's got a big chest in him, a round rib cage in him. His hip is really unique. You know, to steal a cattle term, and you might hear cattle judges talk about pin width, the pin bones. And if you look at his pin width, right on the inner side of his tail root, he's got a big old square rump structure in him, and he just got, you know, he can handle it too. Like their hind leg. Now, I could change him, I'd jack him up ever so slightly at the top of his blade and give him more of an uphill run. One thing I liked also about him, I think the showmanship's good, the skin and the hair is good on this pig. You know, it's kind of interesting, you know, nowadays these kids are leaving hair on their pigs. If you go to some of these shows, kids are fitting their pigs like they fit show steers, and that skin and hair is really important, and I think there's some extra hair in this guy, makes him look stout and powerful. The second place hog is really good, and I'd love to have a whole bunch of replacement gilts that look like her. That's going to be the young man's belted gilt on the fence down there. I'm not judging showmanship by any stretch right now. I'm just judging hog quality, and gosh, I'd like to have a bunch of her at the college there as replacement gilts. She almost looks kind of unique because she doesn't look like she belongs in this class. I would never have guessed that she's the same weight as these two big body pigs right here, because she looks just like she belongs in maybe a lighter class. Maybe she hasn't ate or drank since William. She's a little hollow, unfortunately. I like to see a little more center rib. But her feet, legs, ground up, ground to hock is just perfect. I just love her flex and move, the way she moves. She's been clipped, so it's kind of different nowadays when we go to all these shows and we see pigs with more hair on them now, and she's a little clipped, a little tighter. That will make her look a little harder nowadays to the current judges, so maybe next year, young man, try to leave a little hair on that gilt. I think it would have helped her look a little fuller body, a little fuller ribs, because she's just a little hard today as I study her. But you deserve second, because that gilt, feet and legs are just really, really good. Third place gilt's going to be right here in front of me. And boy, this gilt's been fit real well. I like the hair length on this one. I like the skin, it's pretty good on her as well. Her front 2/3 from her markings forward are really good. I love her neck. I love her head carriage. I love her top shape. She's got a really good look. It's just right back here. She wants to dip and tuck a little bit as she goes. That causes her top line to go up a little bit. She's not quite as comfortable, especially as those top two. And when you get in this fast racetrack, they can't have, you know, big glaring red flags in her hip. Kind of concerns me a little bit to be a class winner, but definitely a strong third. Same can be said about this pig right here. This young man's brought out some really well-fed hogs. Hogs that have really good muscle tone, really good shape, but almost to the point where I think maybe it's tightening them up a little bit, and particularly their rump structures are getting a little tight. Maybe you can see the junk muscle kind of, the way it blends there, the hip line. I'd just like to smooth this one out. Front 2/3 though are really good, shapely wide, just needs a better hip. Then we move into some interesting hogs that all have some pieces. This one here just comes just a little bit tucked up in her flank, a little hollowed out, like she maybe hasn't ate or drank very well. I love the bone, love the foot size of this one. Just like to expand her lower body cavity just a little bit and give her around her rib cage. The Yorkshire colored hog here, this sparrow, heavy duty, heavy bone, big legs, just needs to be better off his hind legs. He's kind of close walking behind, almost a little tangle-footed there as he goes away. Just like to square him up as he travels. Gentleman does a nice job showing his big blue butt barrel. Unfortunately, this guy, from a true meat animal composition, right down his top and into his upper hip, he's not quite as shapely and muscular, but he looks like a good kind of practical pig. He's sounder than the remaining hogs, he's deeper ribbed than the remaining hogs, not quite as muscular as he probably needed to be in a tough class like this. Belted, and we continue down here. Young lady did a nice job here. This one just gets a little flatter mane, a little bit finer bone. The Yorkshire coming out next just needs to be sounder on his legs. He just gets a little soft on his pasterns. The young lady has there. The belted pig going all around the barrel there, he just needs to be opened up with a little more natural thickness. And the young lady that concludes the class with the nibbles, she named her barrel Nibbles. I said he looks like he could be named Eating or Eater because he did better than nibbling this summer, but he's just a little sore-footed out here today, unfortunately. But he's going to look good on the harvest record after your carcass contest because there's good muscle in that guy.
The winner of this class goes to Morgan Hilger with her 289-pound hog. And our second place goes to Sandy Lane with his 291-pound hog. Our next market class is going to be with hog, the heavyweight class, with hogs ranging from 300 to 314 pounds. These are big animals. And those that should be getting their animals ready include for our last of our market class is Emery Bull, Amara Brenner, Claire Bull, Avery Marr, Olivia Overgaard, Chloe Schroeder, Abigail Sikora, and Calvin Willisle.
Again, you're watching coverage of the Northern Wisconsin State Fair's Junior Swine Show. I'm Brian Winnikins from WRDN. And we're in our next class, Class 9. It's the 8th class of Market Hogs. Last class winner was Morgan Hilger and also Stanley Lane as well. So congratulations to those two exhibitors. Thank you to the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board. They are a sponsor of our streaming video service at our website at realcountry1430.com. Also, our fair sponsors include Alcivia Co-op, a leading member-owned agriculture fuel cooperative serving Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois. And visit alcivia.com. Security Financial Bank, Durand, Eau Claire, River Falls, Ladysmith Bloomer, and Black River Falls. Where electronic banking is easy, visit sfbank.com. Bauer Seeds and Service, your local Pioneer Seed and Pivot Bio dealer serving the Durand area. Visit BauerSeedsandService.com for more information. Sunstrom and Company, your local tax experts. They are tax experts for you on the farm. You can find out how they can help you with tax planning and give them a call at 715-672-4425 or visit them online as well. NTech, your premier communications and entertainment provider, and Dunn Energy, your Touchstone Energy partner. Please thank all of our sponsors. Give them a call, drop them an email, visit their business, and tell them thank you for supporting our broadcasts, our video streams today from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. Without the support of these businesses and organizations, it's pretty simple. We wouldn't be here today, so please thank them for their support. Again, we're in class number 9. It's the 8th class of Market Hogs.
get into heavyweight hogs here towards the end, I think some of these are right at 300, which is still certainly acceptable in the industry. You know, the problem sometimes you get to this weight is they tend to get fatter. I think they're past their maturity, their growth curves is over, and so they tend to get a little fatter. But I don't think that's the problem. In fact, all three of these up here, in fact, most of the class, I'd argue that they stayed lean to these high weights, which is a good kind of a commercial trait that all those commercial guys certainly still put emphasis on. And I think these have done it. These are bigger scale hogs probably, and they needed to probably, companies needed to get to this weight to finally kind of get to that nice look, that complete look. You know, some hogs, when you're feeding them over the summer, you say, well, this is going to be a hog, we're going to end up at 250, that'll be its ideal weight. And then you have some others that you got to kind of get them up to 300 to make them look ideal. So I think these, if you just look around, these are bigger kind of hogs in terms of frame. But they do look good here at this heavy weight. My favorite hog's right here in front, the young lady 55, tag, that young lady. You know, I do give this gilt's really complete. You know, I don't think she'll overpower you in terms of any dimension. You know, there's heavier bone hogs in her, there's heavier muscle hogs in her, you know, but I don't think there's ones that in this class that are as complete as her. She's sound in this class, she's really up-headed, she's very fresh. I think she's very, honest and fresh in her top shape. She's really got a nice condition on her for a 300-pound gilt. She's not too raw, she's not too overdone. And I like the skin quality. It looks like this young lady's did a little brushing this summer, kept the bedding clean, kept her in a good skin and hair condition there as you compare her. She's just show-ring ready. Maybe if I could pick on her, I think she wants to be a little shorter step behind. I like to just stouten up her foot and bone, but that's a really, really high-quality gilt in terms of just balance and completeness. The one over there, the blue blanketed gilt, the young lady's having some trouble with. She'll be second in this class. We've seen a lot like that today that have been second and third place. I keep calling them kind of the front two-thirds kind of hogs. From her hip bone forward, she's maybe a little even bolder ribbed in the class winner. She may be a little more opened up the top of her upper blade than even the class winner is. But I like to see that gilt hinge better from behind. I like to just reconstruct her, the way her hip and hind legs put together. If she could float like a bumblebee out here, then I think she could really push that class winner. She's just a little bit off in her rump structure. Young man, I think he was third or fourth in the last class with a very similar hog. These are good, sound, good-legged, good moving hogs that are level and correct, and you just love all those functional traits that they have. But here when we get next to the class winners, they're just a little plain in terms of top shape, upper back shape. They're not quite as muscular and fresh in their muscle tone as the two of them. I just like to see them a little fresher. But that's a sound, functional, really good kind of hog that actually, you know, we're working the show ring like he did today, but he'd also work on some finishing floors because he looks like he'd grown extremely well. He'd be a good production hog too. This hog that comes here next has probably got the most muscle expression through her hip and ham of maybe in this class or what we've seen all day. She's just so heavy muscle, but to a point that it tightens up her hind legs. So there's a fine line there. You don't need the biggest butt doing a hog show. She's got a lot of muscle to where she can beat the others, but to move up in the class, she's just a little tight and stiff because she's almost got too much of muscle expression that's tightening her up. So that's where I fix that gilt. But I do like her extra muscle compared to maybe some of the lighter muscle hogs that come through the class. Black-headed gilt here, a lot of muscle in her as well, but you can see she's a little gingerly as she goes behind. Needs to be sounder there, but she has some extra muscle that really gives her an advantage over the remaining hogs. The remaining hogs just get a little too flat, not as expressive. They too probably need to have more muscle to be competitive in a show ring environment. So congratulations, good class of hogs as we get here towards the end of the day.
The winner of this class goes to Brianna Freed. And second place goes to Marguerite Frank. Our last of our market classes is our heavyweight class. We have hogs ranging from 316 to 336 pounds. Those that are all first and second place blues, you should be preparing your animals right now for our champion class. And one last another reminder for those that have extra hog exhibitors that have extra hogs, it's $15 per animal for the trucking fee. This needs to be in 1 hour after the end of the show, so sooner better than later. Get those things in along with your cut sheet. And your purple map sale forms also needs to be in as soon as possible.
You're watching coverage of the Northern Wisconsin State Fair Junior Swine Show. And in the last class, congratulations to Brianna Freed taking first and Marguerite Frank take second. Our last class of the day, the heavyweights, with our class of heavyweight market hogs. That's in the ring now. Then we'll have the championship drive after that. Thank you to Sunny Skies CBD, featuring CBD products for you and your family, and even your pets too. Sunny Skies also provides shipping too. Sunny Skies CBD, downtown Durand. Visit them online at sunnyskiescbd.com for more information. Synergy Co-op, your local LS tractor dealer and also your local TYM tractor dealer. Visit synergy.com for more information. Compeer Financial, a member-owned farm credit cooperative serving and supporting agriculture and rural communities. Visit compeer.com for more information. Bluff Country Feed and Seed, your hometown feed and seed supplier. Serving Mondovi, Durand, Oliva, Arcadia, and the surrounding areas with nutrition consultation, feed and forage sampling, feed delivery, and seed needs, even for those food plots as well, hunters. Visit bluffcountryfs.com. O'Galley Cheese Factory. Visit O'Galley Cheese Factory for all of your snacking needs over the summer, especially if you're going to be heading out camping, featuring cheese, locally made beef sticks, sausages, and more. They're open 7 days a week. Highway 25, Durand. Please thank all of our sponsors. Give them a call, visit their business, or send them an email. Visit their website and send them an email through the contact link and tell them thank you for supporting our broadcast. Without the support of these businesses and organizations, we would not be here today at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. Again, we're in our final class. It's the heavyweights that are in the show ring right now, the heavyweight market hogs. After that, we have our championship drive coming up.
Volunteers as well. Many employers support the fair through monetary as well as time and expertise, but also their employees that we appreciate being here the week of the fair as well as before, after, and throughout the year. PC Superintendent is Jared Hilger, owner of Bill Byers Bar, and Area Superintendent is Tim Sikora from, I apologize, from Mac Trucking, as well as Mike Bruner, who is our rural superintendent for the A campus, Mike Winter works at Silver Spring Foods.
Some more trivia from the Wisconsin Pork
As
Association.
well as our judge today is Kyle Rosebud from the Roberts area. He shared earlier a little bit of his background, very well respected and admired within the swine industry, showing as well as judging. Works for the University of Minnesota, and definitely would appreciate him being the judge for today.
Did you know that about 8.91 million bushels of corn, valued at $39 million, is used to feed pigs in Wisconsin?
Well, thank you, and I certainly appreciate all the ring help and keeping the, you'll notice that they're keeping the pen clean. That's classy. There ain't a lot of shows I go to where they clean up the ring for you as a judge. That's great hospitality from the show management to me, so I really appreciate that. And probably the person who appreciates it more is my wife when I come home from a show, because it does stink up the house. So no, I really appreciate that, and this is a classy run show. I'm glad I got invited back. So great set of hogs here. We're getting to some big hogs. You know, we're over 300 now, and we're actually in the 320s for some of these. So, you know, for a lot of people that may be just on the edge of being kind of out of the weight range of idealness. But, you know, I said in the last class that if they can be big frame and stay lean because they're late maturing in their kind, and they can stay lean to these heavier weights, that's okay. I mean, that's what most commercial guys want. They want to grow fast, they want to stay lean, they want to market those heavyweight hogs. And so I think these three kind of have done that. But they're, watch, girl, stay out of the way, let's get a floor over here. But I think, you know, these three have done that. But there's one that I wish I had a whole bunch of these as replacement gilts, and it's too bad maybe she's a little bit heavy out here for being ideal. But this black-headed, black-dotted one, that's a pretty neat deal. You'd love to have a whole bunch of them to make show barrels, because that's the kind of, she just looks like she'd make a great brood sow. Too bad she's going to get her head cut off, because I would like to have that one. Now, in a market hog show, there's some things, you know, to be honest with you, I like to fix her hock just a little bit, maybe tighten up and make it a little neater up in front of her blade. But from bone and width and body and rib shape and squareness, you know, that one will always be looked at by judges, because that's kind of a basic build that most judges are looking for. Like I said, maybe her hock could be squared up a little bit. She's got a little swelling in the rear portion of her flank. We've seen a few of that today, and that's unfortunate when the hog kind of gets start busting up their lymph gland behind. Maybe tighten her up just a little bit there, but that's a really solid hog. Second's going to go in front of me. This lady, the young lady right here, she has not stopped showing, okay? And she's kind of worked that gilt up, because right away, I'll be honest, I didn't think that gilt was quite stout enough bone to win a class, but that gilt worked her way up because she's been fed real well. For being over 300 pounds, she's still pretty lean at her 10th rib. She has a nice muscle shape down her top. She's tall fronted. She does need more bone and foot size probably to balance up her whole look, but definitely could be second in this class because of the extra leanness and shape. The white barrel there, he looks like a good feeding hog, heavy bone, heavy structured, looks like he grew well. He's maybe a little past 12 o'clock. He's got probably a little more bark up on top of his rib cage there. He'll probably have a little more condition on him than ideal, but that pig's heavy bone, sound, loose structure, no doubt about it. The two black pigs that come next, they just get probably to me a little frailer. If you look at their foot and bone and their structure underneath, they don't look like it matches up top. They do have a nice rib shape to them. They look like two peas in a pod. I just went with the one that probably had a little more muscle than the other, but both of them could be a little bit better in terms of bone and foot, maybe track a little bit off the rear leg. And then we get into some of these big frame hogs that I think, you know, have grown extremely well and look like they were good feeding hogs this summer. But all three of them maybe have a little more condition than ideal. Probably going to be a little fatter come kill day. But I like the fact that they did grow well and they're big, long body hogs. Congratulations.
market class, which was our last one before our champion round. Our first place goes to Avery Marr. Let's give her a round of applause. And our second place goes to Abigail Sikora. Let's give her a round of applause. Now we're entering our champion market class. And now all first and second blues will be brought to either holding or the show ring, with first blues coming out and second blues will be on deck. Now, then we'll be moving to our showmanship class. Now we're going to do things a little different this year. Our senior showmen are going to be going first, and we do ask that the beginner and intermediate showmen watch the senior showmen in their showmanship. And I'm going to be, once the champion class goes out, I will be announcing the names of those senior showmen. We're going to be splitting into 2 different heats, so be ready.
It's our championship drive here at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair Swine Show, and then we'll be wrapping things up today after we name our grand champion and reserve champion. Thank you to our sponsors today, also including Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board, Pierce Pepin Cooperative Services, your Touchstone Energy partner, 24/7 and West Wisconsin Telecom, building smart fiber optic communities from the ground up. Find out more, visit wwt.coop. Also, Numbers Are Us, your certified daily money managers and QuickBooks Pro advisors, Durand. Visit Rhonda online at numbersrus.com.
To see the top showman of all the species in the fair. There's a great brand new opportunity coming on Thursday, July 11th at 1 p.m. and it's going to be a master showman class. And there's going to be exhibitors from the beef, swine, sheep, and dairy classes. Each senior showman champions will show 1 animal from each species. It's going to be fun to watch and interesting. So please try to make it. And this is again the first year, the inaugural year for this event. And the more that show up, I think there might be many more years. So consider it, please.
Also, thank you to Provisions Health Durand, changing the way you experience healthcare. Visit provisions.health for more information. Chippewa Valley Energy, serving the Chippewa Valley since 1922. Find out more at chippewavalleyenergy.com. And Wisconsin Credit Union, we belong to you, serving members for over 80 years. Visit them online at wisconsincu.org. Please thank all of our sponsors as well. Visit them, give them a call, drop them an email, and tell them thank you for supporting our video streams today. Because without their help, we wouldn't be here today. Another bit of trivia here.
Again this year, another event that's really fun to watch is our Pig Pals show, and that's going to be Wednesday, July 10th at 5 p.m. That is the introduction, and 6 p.m. the show. Please attend the event.
So another little fun trivia from the Wisconsin Pork Association. Did you know that about 58,311 tons of soybean meal, valued at $19.19 million, is used to feed pigs in Wisconsin? Thank you, Wisconsin soybean growers. And, again, thank you to the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board as well. They are our video streaming service sponsor at our website at realcountry1430.com.
Okay, exhibitors, when I call your name, please bring out your hog, and we're going to kind of go through the classes just to recognize the winners of each class as they enter their championship round. So, Nathan Gully, will you please bring out your animal with it weighing in at 221 pounds? Kendall Knox. Got a little ahead of myself, so we've got to give it a couple more minutes.
Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM. WRDN is the Farms radio station. We have 7 hours of farm programming throughout the day, Monday through Friday. Starting off with the WRDN Morning Farm Report from 5 until 7 a.m. Along with the farm markets, farm news, news and issues with Agriculture America, dairy news with Dairy Radio Now, and some great classic country music too.
Okay, we're ready to go. So the winner of our first market class was Kendall Knox. Kendall, please bring your animal out, weighing 240 pounds. Next up, with our second market class, Olivia Overgaard. Please bring out your animal, weighing 253 pounds. The winner of our third market class was Kendall Knox. Please bring out your animal, weighing 261 pounds. The winner of our fourth market class was Aubrey King. Please bring out your animal, weighing 262 pounds. The winner of our fifth market class is Taryn Close. Please bring out your animal of 281 pounds. The winner of our sixth market class was Hunter Hilger. Please bring out your animal, weighing 287 pounds. The winner of our seventh market class was Morgan Hilger, weighing 289 pounds. Please bring out your animal. The winner of our eighth market class was Brianna Freed, weighing in at 302 pounds. And the winner of our final, our heavyweight class, was Avery Marr. Please bring out your market animal, weighing in at 319 pounds.
We're in the championship round here at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair with the Junior Swine Show. I'm Brian Winnikins from WRDN Radio in Durand. Again, WRDN is the farm's radio station with 7 hours of farm programming Monday through Friday. We kick it off with the WRDN Morning Farm Report 5 to 7 a.m. Along with the great classic country music, we have the news affecting rural America, weather, market updates as well. We have hourly market updates at about 35 past the hour during the 9, 10, and 11 o'clock hours. Our afternoon report after our local news features the midday market update, weather updates, also Agriculture America with news and issues from rural America, and the latest farm news. From 1 until 4, it's Agriculture Afternoons on WRDN. From 1 till 3, Chip Flory is in with Agri Talk, and he has the latest news and issues affecting rural America from 1 until 2. Then during the second hour, it's all about the markets with Chip Flory and Agri Talk. From 3 until 4, Jesse Allen's back in with Agriculture of America. More news and issues affecting rural America. During the 4 o'clock hour, it's Susan Littlefield. She has the final bell, and that's a wrap up with some of our market analysts that she talks with across the country about what happened with the markets for the day. You can listen to WRDN, of course, on the radio at 1430 AM and 107.3 FM. You can also listen online at realcountry1430.com. Just click on the player at the top of the page. If you have the Live 365 streaming app, you can download that app on your phone. Just do a search for WRDN. And if you have a smart TV with a Roku stick or a Roku TV, we're available through Roku on your smart TV. Just download, again, the Live 365 app and search for WRDN. WRDN, the farm's radio station. Welcome again to the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. I'm Brian Winnikins. As we are wrapping up our Junior Swine Show today, we're in the championship drive right now. These are all of the champions from all of the classes earlier this morning to name our grand champion. And we'll also be naming the reserve champion as well here in just a minute. And we'll wrap things up after that. And be back tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, for the beef show. Thank you to the Northern Wisconsin State Fair as well for helping us out in a very nice spot they have me in, this nice crow's nest that they have for me this year. A lot of setup still happening on the fairgrounds right now. You can come down to the fair tonight. We're doing the food show, and there'll be some other activities. The Dweeb's performing tonight too. Looks like we have a decision on our grand champion.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together one final time here in the show. Tell you what, this is really impressive. I don't remember all of the show last year. I remember a handful of pigs that kind of stick out in my memory, but I don't think it was this deep. I don't think we had as many class winners that I think that fit the mold of just completeness. And I mean, we started out from the first class all the way up to the end of just good kind of hogs that are sound, hogs that have enough muscle, hogs that have enough width and bone, but yet these are showy hogs. These hogs have some style and some eye appeal that kind of elevates them amongst the top of the rest. So congratulations to the families. Congratulations to doing a great job of selection, because it always starts there in the spring with selection. And from there it's management, and pigs are getting to be such a hard event. It's so competitive across the country that you got to manage these things like gold. You got to take care of the skin and the hair. You got to walk them daily. You got to feed them just right, and then you got to feed and make changes in the feed depending on how that pig's maturing. So it's not like when I was in 4-H a long time ago, where you could just go out. We would just go out to the finishing floor. We had a lot of hogs, and we would just go out to the finishing floor and grab a pig, put a tag in it, and go to the county fair. It's not like that anymore. This is a game. This is a sport, and you've got to play it hard at the highest level. And if you look around the ring, look at the showmanship of these pigs. These kids are getting the heads up. They're giving me beautiful looks. The showmanship is just really, really good. And then you look at the intangibles, the skin, the hair coats. These kids, some of them now are leaving more hair on their pig, which is really in vogue right now, to leave a little more hair on them. Makes them look burlier, makes them look a little stouter. And then there's some really good colors on some of these pigs. For example, the black on that gilt and this gilt are really good. I mean, they got them pitch black. They're putting nice oil on them. It just makes them look like they just shine on here. So those things are important, and I never thought I'd say that years ago, but those things are important. It's just like high school football or high school basketball. It's bigger, faster, stronger if you want to play in this kind of environment. And I think these kids do an outstanding job. Thanks to the ring help. I know we got a lot of showmanship left, and I've been watching showmanship all day, so I kind of already have a good idea of who are doing a better job. And we'll give them another look, certainly. But thanks to the ring help, I judge a lot of county fairs, I judge a lot of state fairs, and I tell you what, as a judge, if you have good ring help, good announcers, good help in the back, and I can't remember the gentleman's name that lines them up in the back, he needs a big round of applause. That's the hardest job. Where's he at? Right there. I forgot your name, but thanks for all the help, because I actually line up pigs at the Minnesota State Fair, and it is a hard job because pigs are slow to get back and forth. And so you had the hardest job. We did not have to use the boards at all, hardly, one time. And nowadays, these pigs are getting so trained that you can almost show them with a straw from McDonald's. They're that trained. You don't need big pipes anymore. So congratulations. Thanks. Tough show. There's a lot of ways I could go out here, but I think there's one that hit me pretty hard that puts all the things together in terms of stoutness, bone, mobility, squareness, still with enough look and eye appeal to make me happy to use them. Young lady right here with the calico, congratulations.
We're going to need Stanley Lane to bring out his animal for the second bird for the reserve champion.
reserve champion, I think, to me, I thought that champion, for me personally, was kind of the one that put it all together in terms of just the things, soundness and all those things. So I really like that pick. I think here for reserve, a guy can go a few different ways. For example, the gilt that come out behind that champion is one that's really interesting. The feet and legs are so good in this one. Her reach and mobility are so good. I just didn't think she had enough lower body cavity, enough rib in her probably to get across that champion today, but she has certainly tons of merit. The blue light going across the ring that came out of the heavier class, she's certainly in contention. She's really sound and mobile. I guess to me, she don't proportion up quite as well. She's a little, they talk about new term, you'll hear judges say length to height ratio, and she's just a little bit out of whack right there. Maybe just like to shorten up her spine just a little bit to see her just a little bit, more complete from the side view. We had some good barrows today that came out. This young girl lady's gilt's pretty good in terms of soundness, mobility is good. Maybe just gets out beefed out here when she gets mashed up against the bigger hogs. Maybe doesn't come with quite as much punch to her, but that's a good kind of hog. I love their heavyweight. I thought if I had a bunch of breeding gilts like that, I could make barrows all day long. I think there's one that's really interesting. She's maybe, to me, just not quite as opened up as that champion, but she's really neat. You love to take a picture on this one. I like to see her catch another gear. She's just a little bit, she likes to go in first. I probably like to see her in third gear, but nonetheless, reserve champion right here. Congratulations.
The champion, Market Hog, is shown by Morgan Hilger. And the reserve champion is Taryn Close.
And so, congratulations to Morgan Hilger with the grand champion hog, and our reserve champion. Congratulations to Taryn Close with the reserve champion hog. That wraps up our junior
we're going to
swine
take
show.
a 10-minute break in between showmanship. For our showmanship class, we're going to have, again, senior showmen that are going to be coming out. And I'm going to make an announcement here.
Again, congratulations to our grand champion Morgan Hilger and reserve champion Taryn Close as we wrap up our coverage of the Northern Wisconsin State Fair Junior Swine Show. We'll be back tomorrow morning starting at 8 o'clock, or at 9 o'clock rather, with the Beef Show from the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. I'm Brian Winnikins from WRDN, Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM. Have a great day, and we hope to see you here at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair.